Hello, hello, hello. I want to show you where I'm sitting. I'm sitting at a park that is in front of a public library. It's people just chilling out here. People after school with their book bag on, teenagers, a guy who's in like a business suit, holding a pink jacket that looks like his daughter's, three ladies with a stroller and a baby, old couples. Old couples are so affectionate here. Like they be walking arm in arm, holding hands. I'm talking about like really affectionate and not. I don't see any old couples making out, but holding hands and walking arm in arm. It's so cute. Sitting right next to each other. Um, yes. So this video is an update. It is an update on life here, living in Madrid. Okay. I'm gonna start with school because that's where I spend most of my time. Um, when I like it, I like it. I still fall asleep in some classes. Not, not, not entire. I get up. I'm not like asleep. I'm just sleep. But and like there was this one class where I was creating like a way to teach them how to write a outline, and then I went to the class and it was pretty impromptu. Like I had planned before, and I was like, man, how can I make this more interesting for them? And I came up with something. It was great. And I had to be nice to myself though to come up with it. I had to be like, it's okay that you don't have anything in your head yet to make it more interesting. Like, how could you do it? And when I was nice to myself, it came to me. And then the next class period, I did the presentation. The teacher loved it. The students loved it. One of the students, shout out to Christina, she was like, I really love this. I'm going to remember it. And I was like, wow, that's all I want you to do. Like, especially when it comes to like, I know the feeling of learning something and you remember something that clicked in your head. Like that thing helped me remember this. And an outline is such a crucial thing to know when you're writing. And she wants to go to university, so like to like have been part of something that will help her remember the outline makes my heart warm. And so I got to what do you got? I hope it's not too loud in the background. If it is, actually I'm gonna walk away from this area. Okay. Yeah, so I'm glad that she got to have that lesson. And then the teacher told my supervisor about it. And then my supervisor was like, oh, well, you can do that in my class next week. And I was like, okay. And then I did it in her class. And she was like, you can do it in the rest of the classes, all the English classes. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, this is nostalgic. When I was younger, this tree, wow, yeah, you see the flowers? It was in the neighborhood I lived in, and I would call it the stinky tree because I thought the flowers were they were so beautiful. But when I climbed the tree, I was like, this smells horrible. And now the smell is giving me nostalgia. I'm like, oh, you're that tree. It doesn't stink anymore. I wouldn't necessarily say it smells amazing, but it doesn't bring up, I want to stand away. Yeah. So I'm excited that I get to help in that way. So I'm excited that I'm gonna get to help in that way. What's next? So so these are like the deleted scenes in a show, like what I'm telling you now. So when I go to work, I don't be talking to people. Like I talk to the students and I talk to the teachers I work with, but I don't talk to the other teachers. I just go in. There's a teacher's lounge where people chill, and I go in there in my in-between time, or I'll go. They have like a cafe like in the school. I'll go in there and I'll sit by myself, and then wow, a lot of noise in the background. I'll sit by myself, and then like my coworkers, or like specifically the other auxiliaries who are like English teachers from different countries. Some of them from America, two of them from America, one of them is from the Philippines, one is from India. So I'll sit with them, I'll talk with them. Yeah. Anyway, so I've started to like try to be more social when it comes to my other coworkers, because like one of the teachers I work for, she's like, she'll talk to me, she's like, hey Tori, and I'm like, hey, and it's like small talk. So then like one time I tried to like she was standing there, so I tried to like say more than hey, like, oh, how's it going, but then someone talked to her, and so it was a it was a short amount of time. So like the bell was ringing. It was an awkward time to talk to her, and I was like, okay, I'll just keep walking. I'll catch you again. And then they have snacks in the I had to rub the camera. They have snacks in, what do you call it? Oh, they have snacks on the table. They have snacks on the table in the teacher's lounge. Well, I actually have two teacher's lounges that I can go to. So one of them is like the English department's teacher lounge, and the other one is all the teachers. So they'll have snacks on the table, and I know they do it for like people's birthday, which I knew like they did it for people's birthday, but I just started going to the English department lounge more, and I saw it in there, and I'm like, oh, maybe this department just gives snacks. And I'm a snack eater, all right? I'm a snack eater. So I was like, you know what? Let me give back. So I went and bought some snacks, put it on the table. And then later, the teacher I was trying to talk to had that conversation earlier. She was like, oh, Tori, is it your birthday? I was like, no. She's like, oh, but you put snacks on the table. I was like, oh, yeah, I just was, trying to contribute. And she's like, oh, that's nice. She was like, nah, she didn't give me that face. She's actually really nice. She was like, oh, that's cool. That's nice. We just thought it was your birthday. So I guess you bring snacks if it's your birthday. I didn't know who was bringing snacks for people's birthdays. I never know whose birthday it is. I just sometimes walk in there and there'll be snacks. And it happens so frequently that I thought maybe people don't just do it for their birthday. But I guess there's a lot of people there, a lot of birthdays. Snacks. What else? Oh, one of my teachers like was translating for me, and got like roped into like viewing an apartment, or like going to view an apartment. So I was gonna go check out. Oh, yes. I was gonna go check out another apartment in the town that I work in, and like I called the lady back. I don't know why I called her. Like, I can speak conversational Spanish. I was like, why you be I mean, I guess I was thinking that she might be able to speak English because she was texting me in English. But I was like, habla inglés? She was like, no, and kept talking. So then I'm like frantic, and I'm still at the school, because while my school day was over, I was still there. I was like, hey, can you translate for me? So he does. And then the lady on the phone was like, oh, so you like, I'm interpreting, but she was like, oh, so you coming with her, right? And he was like, yeah. Anyway, he didn't actually have to. My coworker, one of the other oxes, speaks more Spanish and came with me, so that was cool. But yeah, apartment viewing is really hilarious and fun, because like in those moments you're let into, like, sometimes, especially in that town, you're let into someone's home, and they're showing you the home, showing you like how it would be. This one lady, that apartment I got to see, it was really cute. I mean, it was really, what am I saying? Really what? They were really nice. And she was like, you had this room or that room. That's my daughter's room, but we'll just switch her. She's like 7. I was like, oh. And the 7-year-old came in like right when I was about to leave. So I got to meet her, which was really sweet. She was like, I have an English book. And she said that in Spanish. She brought and showed me the English book. I'm like choking right now. I need to drink water. I'm really choking. Okay. What else? Saw another apartment building. And you remember the lady from Get Out? Specifically, there are a lot of people in Get Out. Specifically, the maid who was like smiling and crying at the same time. That's what the lady reminded me of when I viewed this apartment. Really creeped me out. She was smiling. Really creeped me out. And it was odd. The bedroom was cool. I won't be living there. Kind of scared that in the middle of the night she might just look at me, and I don't want that, So I don't want that for her either. I don't want to be paranoid that she may do that, and she probably wouldn't do that. She doesn't need someone living in her house who thinks that she might do that. So I'm gonna just bow out and be like, nah, you got it. You can find another person. It's a straight room, good price. Yeah. So, construction is happening when I'm walking by. So hopefully you can still hear me. One moment. Grabbing my keys. So now we're switching over from the school life to what life is like. Yeah, life is pretty good. I'm learning more Spanish, guys. I have this really cool app that's teaching me Spanish phrases, and it's really exciting me because I'm like being able to actively use those phrases. I try to use it with the students. Students are they're nice, but they're like, what? But they help me out. Students love helping me like learn Spanish words, which I appreciate. Really appreciate. Just tripped. Okay. Man, I tripped so much walking upstairs. Yeah, I really appreciate that. And I'm getting to know the students a little bit more. It's gonna be black for a second. Got stuck. Okay. Okay. There's Mel on my door. What? Is that his own name? Anyway. It's like, it never happens. Never. That was weird. Okay. Yeah, so the students, I'm getting to know them more. Like, I was talking to some students today, and they were telling me about they just told me about their life. I asked some questions about their life, and they're so cute when they're trying to figure it out. Like, so normally there's this one class that have two students. Like, I take two students out, and I chat with them. And we basically have a conversation, and they tag team. Like, they'll be like, how do you say this? And the people, like, their classmate will teach them tell them how to say it, and then they'll keep talking. And then when the other student's talking, they're like, man, how do you say this? And they're teaching each other English as I'm teaching them English. And it's just a cool tag team relationship thing that happens. And they're so honest with me about whatever they're experiencing, what their life is, what they like, what they don't like, what they want to do, what they don't want to do. It's funny. And yeah, so then today after, like, outside of school, like, they have breaks in between their classes, and they can leave the school grounds. The older kids can leave the school grounds and just chill out there. So I was chilling out there with them, and some of the students were talking about when they started smoking, because they were rolling. So they buy tobacco and put it in paper and roll the paper and then smoke the what the cigarette that they just created. And there's this little white piece that they hold in their mouth that I think they put in front of it. I wonder if that's the filter. I was too deep in their conversation, but the whole time I was wondering, I was like, what's that white piece? So I never asked the question. Anyway, so yeah, they were talking about they started one most of them they said 11. I think that was the medium range of what they said. Started smoking at 11 and yeah, because smoking they can smoking is very acceptable here. They could smoke at a younger age. And so that's school. And then outside of it, I I like my apartment. I even though I was looking at other apartments, I really like my apartment. I could even go to say I love my apartment. Um because of the kitchen and the fact that I have a living. I'm sitting in my living room. This doesn't exist in so many apartments. Like just a general area to sit doesn't exist. And I really wanted that and I really found it without having like yeah, I really found it and that makes me so happy. So love my kitchen also. I could walk around the kitchen. I have counter space. I have 3 counters. 3 counters. It's just not like that in every apartment. And yeah. I still get a little bit of what do you call it? What do I call it? Walking rage. Just a little bit. Like I was walking to the Tuesday and I was hungry. I'm trying not to get my clothes in the video. Okay. I was walking and I had a motherfucking heavy ass bag I was holding. And that bag is full of gifts because of the Seventh-day Adventist Church out here has a food pantry and they gave me some food which helped your girl out. It helped your girl out. But I had to carry it home, obviously. And I really thought about getting an Uber. At some point I almost got an Uber. But I didn't because I was like, you can make that 2-minute walk. Or it was like a 4-minute walk. I was like, you can make that 4-minute walk to the bus station. It wasn't like, because at that point I had walked from the church to the metro station, from the metro station to the Ala Campo. No, to the Media Mart. And then from the Media Mart to the Ala Campo. And then I was going to walk from the Ala Campo to the bus station. And at that walk, I was like, the Uber is $4. $4.84. €4.84. You could just take an Uber home. But I didn't do that. The reason why I was going on this journey is because, guys, random fact that some of y'all may know, electricity, the voltage rate, the electricity that's coming through your outlets is stronger here in Spain than in the United States. I knew we had to have adapters, so we can plug our stuff in. I didn't realize that the power or the rate or the wattage was stronger here. Anyway, my adapter and my charger heads kept dying and I'm like, bro, what the heck? I got to a point where my chargers were broken. I could not charge my phones. I have to, or my laptop or my camera. And I was like, what? My phone is my camera, my GPS, my note taker, my book app, my MP3 player. It's a lot. And then my computer is the rest of it. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so that was rough. So I was like, I don't care how heavy this bag is. I need today to get a converter. There is a such thing called a voltage converter or something like that. So you get it was kind of thick, and the power would come. You would plug it in Spain or whatever country you're in. Currently, I'm in Spain, and then the power would come through, into the box, and then the box will convert it to be the right voltage that your your device needs. Now my device, it's my max says I can take it could take 110 to 240 voltage. So I don't know why the adapters are messing up. Actually, I think it was the adapter that messed up and this like short. I can't even explain. I don't want to try to. I'm gonna stumble through it. I need to do more research. Also, if you're gonna live in another country or even just be there for more than a week, I suggest you look it up. The voltage of that country. Yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna get it. They didn't have it at the Media Mart, and the guy was like, I was like, do you have this? And I translated, and he was like, no, we don't have that. And I was like, this is a week's work of a week is a long time of not having your laptop. Okay? And I was like, you're just gonna dismissively say it like that? You don't have it? Like you're a Media Mart. It's huge. You got a lot of media in here. A lot of all these and you don't have a converter? Why don't you have a converter? And the only reason why I came to your store is because I Googled where I could find a converter and it said I could find it here. And you saying you don't got one? And you gonna just and maybe all of that I just expressed to you guys showed up on my face because he was like, I think it might be online. I'm like, oh, okay. Thanks. Anyway, so I left it. He was like, maybe we could try the store next door, which Alicampo was the store next door. And it was more like a Walmart. It was the first store that I've seen closest to Walmart. Like, has groceries and clothes and like random accessories and technology. And did they have a converter? No, they didn't. But they did have an adapter. So I could at least plug up my computer. I don't have a converter yet, but I plan on getting one just in case. Even though my computer says it could take the voltage, I just want to make sure I'm good. You know, I love that. I love my computer. So, yeah. Got the adapter, was headed home, and I'm headed to the bus stop, and there's some of the sidewalks are very, very small. Like one person can walk through. And I'm walking on this small, well, I don't know how to explain this to you guys. I'm walking on this small piece to the bus stop, right? I'm at the bus stop. I'm not even walking. I'm at the bus stop, but I just need to walk. I'm walking past like the front of the bus stop. So if you picture a bus stop and it has like you can do this. You know how to explain things. It has a back right here, the back of the bus stop, the top right there, and then a side right there. So I was walking to go inside the bus stop so I can sit down. Like inside the little stop to sit down. And there was a man standing right there in the way. Old man. He's standing right there. And I'm like, I have 2 heavy bags and I'm walking forward. I'm like, bro, there's no way if I keep walking straight on this sidewalk that I won't run into you if you don't move. You have so much room. You could just step 1 foot forward into the bus stop. You could step sideways. Nope, that would have been right. You could step forward. You could entirely just step out the way, out of the walkway. He doesn't. I keep walking. The bag hits him. He turns and looked at my bag. I'm like, are you surprised that the bag touched you? Is that really what you feel right now? Surprised? Try not to think too deep into it. I don't want to assume what the man's thinking. Maybe he was just looking at the bag. Maybe he was being nosy. Maybe he knew the bag was going to hit him, and he was just curious what was in that bag because it was heavier than he thought it was. I don't know. All I know is the man didn't move. And to me, that wakes up the walking rage because I'm like, if you know you're in the way, why would you not move? And how could you not know that you are in the way? Anyway, got home, had an adapter, had food from very kind people. It was a great day. Yeah, and my creative juices have been flowing. So overall, I feel good. I like my job. I like my apartment. I like getting food. Oh, And I appreciate that I like feel like I'm doing good. Like I feel like I'm adding to the world with what I'm doing right now. So I hope you guys enjoy this video update on what's going on. Peace.